As the leader of the Booner Pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juice pumping, boys.
We are live.
There we go.
And here at DraftKings Sports and Social in
Beautiful
Troy,
spot.
Michigan. We just got set up, getting ourselves comfortable, and Booner, we got a big game today. This is an opportunity to break the losing streak on Thanksgiving. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? I mean, Lions, I've went to a ton of Thanksgiving games. I've been upset plenty of times. Now
you went to last year's Thanksgiving game.
Oh, yeah. It was brutal. Yeah. Yeah, I think it started out with a Jordan Love, 40-yard bomb to Christian Watson. But here we are against the Chicago Bears rookie quarterback Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Banged up Lions team, but still the heavy spread. I mean, I don't know what it is now. Last time I checked, they were still favored by 9.5. So pretty hefty spread.
It is. Hey, I think it's going to be a good football game. I feel like we get a pretty good sense of how these games go from the Lions. Hey, this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be a close. This does feel like with injuries. I think the two injuries too, they're not slouches of injuries. I mean, you have your starting corner going up, and you're going up against Roma Dunze. You're going up against Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and your starting corner is out today, that's a big deal. And then number two, you have Taylor Decker. You're starting left tackle. And I know Penei is the guy, but your left tackle, you're probably not moving Penei over because you haven't had enough time to be able to adjust to that and get him over there. So, today's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how the Lions do it. This is a team, and I've said it a million times, this is one of those teams like the Lions team where there's no trap game. There's no nothing. This team is so good that anytime they're playing football, they can beat you by 50. They can beat any team by 50. They can beat the Kansas City Chiefs by 50 if they're playing at their best.
Right.
So, I think as long as – and I said it yesterday with my keys to victories, Jeff, as long as they just play Detroit Lions football, put the noise out, don't make stupid mistakes, and just go play your own football game, they're going to win they can win by 30. But with the injuries and everything, I could see this game ended up being a two-possession game, a close game down the stretch. Lions pull away and win it. But I'm excited. I'm pumped up. The boys are down at Eastern Market right now. Talking to I saw a Chicago Bears fan. They don't look. I don't think they're that confident in this Chicago Bears team. I'll tell you that. With Matt Eberflus at the helm.
It's been a journey for them. I mean, Matt Eberflus is essentially guaranteed gone at the end of the year. But the Lions, I will give the Bears this. They stay in a lot of these games. Obviously, their defense on paper is very good. Caleb Williams is starting to come along now, but they have the weapons. There's no denying that. So when you talk about a matchup, I do believe this will be a tougher matchup than last week. Not only because it's a divisional game, but I think position by position, they are better than the Indianapolis Colts. And I think even at quarterback, they are better. Caleb's a better passer than Anthony Richardson. I think the Lions, I mean, you talked about last week, they took that game very serious around the road. They're at home, obviously. It's easy to, like you talked about on the show, it's easy. It's Thanksgiving. You got family in town, but you still got to wake up and you still got to play because this Chicago Bears team, if you're not careful, they can smack you in the mouth. This can be, I think this will be one of those games where the Bears cover, but the Lions win. But again, that's still a one possession game. I mean, that's how I see this kind of happening. So Lions got to be locked in. Like you said, can't beat themselves. Lions versus Lions for the rest of the year. Cannot beat themselves.
Yeah, that's how it feels. If they're going to lose a football game this year, it's not going to be the other team. I mean, the other team could play as good as they can, and as long as the Lions are playing Detroit Lions football, they're not losing the football game.
Right.
They're just that good. They're the best team in the NFL right now. So it's you just have to go in today, stay focused. The thing with me is I feel like in games like this, and I'm sure the chat and some people agree a little bit. When you look at games like this, these are games to where typically in Detroit Lions history, and things have changed over the last couple of years. But typically, this is the games where you get stupid penalties, and you're things are just not going your way. Everything's going the opposite. Now it is a different Lions regime, and everything's different about this football team.
Right.
So all of that doesn't matter. None of that matters. But you still have to, in my eyes, let's try and just, let's alleviate all that. Let's not go through all these stupid penalties like blocks in the backs or roughing the passer. Just play smart football. I just don't want to let this team in the game. We saw last year the two
Dude.
Chicago games were close games. I mean, you lose one and the other one, you have to have like a miracle comeback.
But those games, both those games were a big part of that was turnovers. The Lions turned the ball over. I mean, Jared Goff had 5 picks in both games combined. So that's the number one, to your point, not beating themselves, not turning the ball overs up there. Jared Goff taking care of the football. Like this, although we've seen this team and Jared specifically throw 5 picks and still find a way to win, that's not something you want to count on all the time. He's been very good since. I don't worry about it. The Bears defense, we went through it last night on the show. They seem to have regressed the last couple of games. Like you're giving up more rushing yards, you're giving up more passing yards. Although they have the talent, like they still have Jalen Johnson, they still have great corners, great defensive players. They can be exposed, and that's why Ben Johnson and Jared Goff today got to be together at the hip, in lockstep, because you can get this Bears defense. You just got to execute correctly. Like I think the run game today, and you saw Sonic and Knuckles, they pulled up with actually Sonic and Knuckles with them. Those two, like every week, it's going to be important. They got to establish that run because the less you ask of, I'm not sure who's starting. Is it Dan Skipper officially? I don't know.
I would think it's Dan Skipper. Every single time we've seen Taylor Decker go down, the short week a couple weeks ago with the Texans, Dan Skipper stepped in. And then when Taylor Decker went down last week, we were wondering who's going to sub in for him. And guess who it was? It was Dan Skipper again. So if I had to make a prediction, you don't want him
dropping back 40, 50 times trying to pass block. You want to make this game easy. Dan Skipper, clearly a much better run blocker. So keep the ball on the ground. Dominate time of possession, keep Caleb on the sidelines, keep him cold. You don't want him getting in a rhythm, which we did talk about that too. Like he's on the road. He's at Ford Field. It's his first game ever at Ford Field. He's facing the best team in the league. He's going to be in silent count. It's going to be tough for him.
Yep.
His offensive line can't protect him very well, so he's going to be under duress. Like and by the way, I suspect that the Lions are going to stop the run once again, so he's not going to have a run game. A lot of things are going to be going in the opposite direction of Caleb. It's not going to be going for him. There's not going to be much going for him today. So with all that being said, you can't let that man beat you, even with all that happening at once. Like he's already going to be at a disadvantage in most areas. So just dominate, turn the ball over, force some turnovers from Caleb, which I do think can happen. And don't let him get in a rhythm early. It's like 5 yards, 10 yards. He starts 3 for 3 for 25 yards or something. He starts dinking and dunking. He gets confidence. Like, make it hard right out the gate. Like, you want this guy. You want to set the tone for the rookie. You want to let him know, hey, you're at Ford Field. You go by our rules, okay? It's not going to be easy for you, even with the weapons. So I was a big Caleb guy, but today there's no denying a rookie quarterback at Ford Field on Thanksgiving. It's probably sold out, standing room only. Make that man, rattle him to his core.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do today.
That was one of my game goals. Hey, make that man make mistakes. Make the rookie quarterback, and they're 0-4 on the road. And I know, again, I'm going to keep saying this all day until the game starts, and when we get into a rhythm and the Lions start getting things going. This is it's like one of those, it's like a Michigan State, Michigan Ohio State. It's a rivalry game where you're like, anything can happen.
Yes.
Anything can happen. So, you do have to be a little careful with that, and you have to make sure you show up. Hey, to your point, they know how to stop DeAndre Swift. Dan Campbell and AG is not going to let DeAndre Swift do that much.
Yeah, they've seen him in practice.
Not going to let that happen. So you take away the run game from them, and then you put in you put in there. We're gonna go. You have a rookie quarterback. That's when things start to get a little hectic. Like they're not going to be able to. They're going to struggle a little bit, I think, offensively. I'm just interested to see how the secondary, the corners, the Detroit Lions corners, I think that's the mystery.
I mean,
who's coming in for Terrion, and then who's going to be the second guy?
Well, speaking of that, Emmanuel Mosley. What's going on with that?
You think
he was ruled out?
Oh, he's ruled out.
That's what people are saying. Yeah, I'll double check that.
I mean, I go to the Lions here.
That's that would be huge news because if he's ruled out,
he is.
Okay, Emmanuel.
All right, let me pull this up for the people
because I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Honestly, I did not expect that. Especially this week, they need help at DB, and
so inactives here for the Detroit Lions, and this is in. I mean, obviously, already Carlton Davis was already out. Emmanuel Mosley out. Giovanni Manu out. Taylor Decker out. Yodi out, and Colby out. Wow.
Yeah, I mean the surprising ones: Decker, Carlton. Well, not surprising.
Not surprising. I think the only surprising one's Emmanuel Mosley.
And
that's it.
And then Colby kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know.
I think Colby's been active every week.
You mean inactive?
Inactive. Yeah. He has been on this list every single week. Yodi was as well last week. I think that honestly the only one is Emmanuel Mosley. That's shocking because Dan said he wanted him to. All right, hey, I'm gonna say this to the people.
You're gonna get killed. You're gonna
get ready for Kindle Vildor. I know people didn't want to see it, and you didn't get ready for Kindle Vildor.
There's no getting ready for Kindle Vildor. You just can't. You can't get ready for a man to give up 150 passing yards to one receiver. There's no getting ready for that. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm trying to have a good Thanksgiving. I'm trying to have good vibes. And if I got Kindle Vildor giving up 40-yard plays, it's gonna crap on my entire mood here. So no, I will not get ready for Kindle Vildor. What I will get ready for is anyone else. Taron Arnold, he's gonna be fine. I'm not worried about him. And Ennis Rakestraw is already on IR. So that's the unfortunate part of this whole thing, But hey, what are you gonna do? No E-Man. It stinks.
Defensively, you are
still
beat
got
up,
Meek and Taron. You still got Meek and Taron Arnold.
That was like I was expecting Emmanuel Mosley to be the one that goes in outside of like over Kindle Vildor. I was expecting that.
Yeah, this stinks. It really does stink. But you know what, guys? What you can do about it is you just accept it. You just accept it. You're going to see Kindle Vildor give up 100 yards to a receiver.
I'll say this. It's Thanksgiving.
You know what I mean?
First of all, happy Thanksgiving, Jeff.
Happy
that Caleb's over there doing some socials. Absolutely. He'll be on in a sec.
He's grinding.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to Kindle Vildor. You know what? Coach Walk put it in there. I'm thankful for Kindle Vildor today.
Don't you ever say that.
I want no. And this is what I want all the people to do.
Well, I'm thankful for Jeff Okudah.
What have I? No, okay, listen to me before you start talking. Listen to me, all right?
All right, go on.
What am I big on in these watch parties? Positive energy. I think right now we all need to say, "Hey, Kindle, I know you struggled last week. We can sit here and we can. What is the saying? You could sulk. You can be sad.
Wow.
We can all be no. We're gonna manifest it. The manifestation.
Oh,
that's what we're doing. Kindle, you're gonna have a great day today. Kindle's about to. Ray Coker put it in the Vildor MVP performance incoming.
No, he's not. There's a zero chance.
Let's go.
If Kindle Vildor gets a game ball,
can we all just put positive? Hey, I want everyone. There's 120 people watching. I want everyone to put something in the chat, something positive about Kindle Vildor. Happy Thanksgiving, Kindle. Kindle, you're about to dominate today. Why don't we just put it out in the air that Kindle Vildor is going to have a day for the boys? One time. His family's in town, I'm sure. He's going to have some turkey.
I mean, John, Flathead Frank says, speaking into existence, Vildor
pick six. I wish I could bet on a Vildor interception. I would do it.
No, you wouldn't.
Just for the pot. I'm 5 for 6. Why would I not give that energy to him so he has a good game?
You'll be 5 for 7.
No, or he gets my energy and he goes, you know who taught me this? And you're acting like I'm crazy. You know who taught me how to do all this? One of the greats of all time, one of the greatest athletes in Detroit sports history, Darren McCarty, D-Mac. He said, Booner, when you want something to happen, you manifest it. You say it's going to happen. You do it. Kindle Vildor today, so I want you to say it. Kindle Vildor is going to have a day. Go ahead. Manifest.
No, clip that. Clip what he just said.
Look at this. Vildor game ball. Kindle loves puppies. Love that one. Kindle Vildor 2 picks. Vildor be eating a turkey leg after their game. Like, keep them rolling in. Keep them rolling. Give me the Kindle Vildor vibes. Give us the Kindle Vildor. Give that man good vibes today, huh? How about that? Vildor is a much better athlete than Jeff. That's a tough one.
Yeah, well, Sound Kayaks is absolutely correct. He is 100% a better athlete than me. But what stinks about this whole thing is we're probably going to have to just accept he's going to give up some plays, you know?
He will, or he's going to make some plays.
See, you're talking about manifesting. I try to be frank. I try to take some of the disappointment off by being honest. Like, once I admit, you know what, Kindle Vildor is going to give up some plays. That way, when he gives up plays, I'm like, well, I knew it was going to happen. You know, I don't want to live in denial and get upset about it. It's going to happen. It's okay. But you know what? This defense as a whole has been playing great. And honestly, I don't think it's going to start. The secondary is going to matter, of course. But you know what? It puts even more pressure on Boone.
What's that?
That front seven. They got to cause some havoc. Because it's not Kindle Vildor is not. It's not going to matter if they're getting pressure on Caleb, and they're not allowing routes to develop or Caleb to have time in the pocket or him to scramble outside of the pocket and extend plays. So the front seven, you're looking at them, they have more pressure on their shoulders to kind of get these plays wrapped up early, get Caleb to the ground and cause some havoc. So that's what's going to matter.
If you had to pick a guy on the defensive line outside of Za'Darius, I'm going to say this, outside of Za'Darius Smith and Aleem McNeil, who do you think has the best game? Or who steps up?
I think it's DJ Reader again. Yeah.
Really? What about Josh Paschal?
I like Josh, but the reason why I think DJ Reader is going to matter a ton today is because of what he's going to do to DeAndre Swift. He's going to put that man in a jail cell today. And DeAndre is going to have 12 carries for 20 yards. And not on top of that, you know what we're seeing a lot more out of DJ Reader? That pass rush ability. That it's like sneaky, the big fella.
Yeah.
And you know what quarterbacks hate, especially young quarterbacks? Pressure from the middle. And if DJ Reader can cause some havoc, maybe put some cause some double teams, not only is everyone else around him going to get better and benefit from that, like Josh Paschal or Za'Darius or Aleem, but Caleb's going to get very uncomfortable. So that's why I'm going to go with DJ Reader. It's because I think on the run game, the pass game, but I think if he gets going a little bit, that's going to make Caleb's life more difficult. So that's where I'm going with it. I'm going to go DJ Reader on the defensive line.
I think with the run game, and then I think in the pass game too. I just think like Josh Paschal's going to have a day.
He's been playing a lot better.
Oh, dude, last week he was unbelievable. And I think it's just going to keep getting better. I think he's just finally getting his rhythm. Like, this is the Josh that we were like, all right, we need to see this out of him, and he's finally starting to step up. And we're starting to see a lot out of him. I'll pull this up here. Zach Melgoza donated $5. Thank you. Kindle Vildor revenge game imminent. How about that?
Well, yeah, I hope so. I really do. I hope this is a revenge game. I hope he shows the Bears why they messed up. I really do. I mean, in all seriousness, I root for the guy. It's probably solid man, family man.
Kindle?
Great human being.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he's a great person.
But when it comes to what I've seen on the football field as an observer, it's been underwhelming. So you know what? I will put some positive vibes out there, Revenge game.
Say something nice
Kindle
about him.
Vildor.
Say something else nice about him.
Kindle Vildor. I think I'm sure he's a very nice guy.
You already said that. I want something else.
I like.
Come on, you got this.
I like the fact that Kindle Vildor, can.
All right. Hey, Kindle Vildor, he's fast.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can lift and bench a lot. I'm sure he's great in the weight room. He's probably a great teammate.
I'm sure he's built.
Great teammate.
I'm sure he's an athlete. Sure he's a great teammate. Thank you, Kindle Vildor, for not causing problems and being problematic.
Was that a shot at someone? What's going on here?
No. He's a good guy. Good locker room guy.
Okay.
I'll give him that.
I mean, worried a little bit.
I'll give him that.
Sprinter said, you don't have to bend, Jeff.
Yeah.
Vildor is horrible on the field. Speak the truth.
Yeah,
Listen,
Sprinter.
He might have been bad on the field, but guess what, Sprinter? You need him today. Who else are you going to – Emmanuel Mosley's out. Who else is going to run?
Sprinter, I'm with you. The guy, he just –
Who else is going to step up? I would love to see Khalil Dorsey. I would love to see Khalil.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, but the reality I'd probably rather see Khalil Dorsey too. To be honest,
I would. I would love give the man a chance. Why not?
You know what would be great? This would be a good opportunity for Ennis Rakestraw. I wish he was healthy. This would be
IR.
Perfect. I mean, you'd have two rookies starting, so it's not like I'd be sitting there ultra confident, but I would love to see Ennis in this position. I really would. This would be a good opportunity for him. I know it's a tough opponent, but it's unfortunate that he's out, man, because this is the type of opportunities that you look for him.
A beer?
Oh wow, look at that.
Let's go.
It's good, isn't it?
Pure ingredients.
Here we go.
It's delicious. Look at that.
That's a good beer right there.
That's all you need.
You want it?
If you don't want it, are you going to drink some more? Oh, let's go. We've got a bunch.
Look at that. He dropping off beer for the fellas.
Hey, let's go, baby.
I mean, this Real American beer, we got all these on display here. These are great beer. You know what? Big shout out. Big shout out. Here's Johnny in the chat.
Here's Johnny. He's pulled up. People pulling up in the chat.
Showing love. Got some beer.
Happy
for the
Thanksgiving.
Fellas. Happy Thanksgiving. And seriously, if you're not too far from Troy, We're at DraftKings, Sports and Social in Troy. We're here. People are here. We'll be here till the end of the game. So come hang out. And let's get a Lions W. And you know what?
What?
I'm not going to bet on it. Let's get a Kindle Vildor pick six. Let's get a Kindle Vildor pick six. I'm going to whisper it so no one hears it.
Hey, I love that.
But you know what? Why not? Why not Kindle Vildor? Make some plays. Make some plays. You know who's going to actually make some plays today?
Who?
Jack Campbell. He's going to be
excited for Jack.
That dude has been on a tear, and I think this is honestly a good little matchup for him because they got Cole Kmet out there, and I know Anzalone's usually the guy. It depends. They'll throw different. Maybe they have a DB on him if it's certain tight ends, but Anzalone can cover tight ends. He's capable. Jack's been getting better at covering in just coverage. Period. I'm excited to see Jack today. I am. Every week I am, but this is a good matchup for him. It is.
It is a great matchup. I'm excited for that.
Has DeAndre Swift ever seen Jack Campbell?
No, he was not. Was he on the team for him? No. Last year, he was not on the football team.
About to find out.
He has no clue. I guess he played last year. Did we play the Eagles last year? No, we didn't. It's first time. Ooh,
he's going to find out about Jack Campbell.
Swift.
He's going to find out something. He's going to find out what a 6'5" linebacker from Iowa looks like. And he's going to be all over the field today. And Malcolm, too. I mean, those linebackers, them two together have been – I mean, last game they played excellent, so I don't expect them to drop off or anything. I really don't. Let's see. Sick Argument says, Amik Robertson is the 155th worst DB nickel in passing coverage. You guys need to spread your knowledge wings instead of zeroing in on Vildor.
What did he say? Who?
Sick Argument says, Amik Robertson is the 155th worst DB nickel in pass coverage. You guys need to spread your knowledge wings. Instead of zeroing in on Vildor. One thing I did not expect today is Sick Argument.
Vildor's,
I didn't expect Sick Argument to die on the hill of Kindle Vildor. I really did.
He must be related to
and the reality is, did anyone say Amik Robertson was elite?
No, we're not talking about Amik Robertson. We're talking about a specific player who got burnt about 6-7 times last week for big plays. Luckily, some of them were called back. We're not talking about we're talking about one player.
We all saw the same thing,
yes.
Right?
So Sick Argument, we can have a different conversation about Amik at a different time. We're talking about one player right now. Talking about the player that gave up 6, 7, 8, 9 big plays last week.
I think that's
and luckily had a couple called back, and luckily some did not get called back.
You can't gatekeep
no. You can't be like, well, hey, this guy's playing bad. Well, that guy over there's playing bad too. Like, well, that doesn't take away that he's not playing bad. He's still playing bad.
Yeah,
he's still a bad football player right now.
It's not even like subjective. It's objective.
We know exactly. Come on now.
But listen, can Amik be better? Certainly, a lot of guys can be better. It's just a fact. But Kindle Vildor, all I ask from him is not to be Revis Island or, Darius Slay in his prime. All I'm asking from Kindle Vildor today is just don't be the reason. Don't give up huge plays. It's going to happen. He's going to give up some catches. I'm not going to critique this dude on every catch he gives up. But what I am going to do is watch him and make sure he's not a liability.
Yep.
That's what matters. Just don't be a complete liability. And that goes for any guy. Terran Arnold today at number 1 corner. Don't be a liability. None of these guys. Just try to – it's like – but you got to be a little bit of bend, don't break today. That's what it's going to matter. Bend, don't break. You're going to give up some plays, but you know what matters? The end zone. That's what matters. And the Lions have been great keeping teams out of the end zone. They really have.
I would say elite at it, actually. The best. I would say maybe the best in the league at it.
Yeah. I mean, so that's what matters today. Bend, don't break. Keep this Bears team out of the end zone. It's going to be tough. I mean, this Lions defense is already one of the best teams in the red zone. But now you got a rookie quarterback. So keeping them out of there. They're not going to be able to run the ball with DeAndre Swift, so you're going to have to watch out for these weapons. So the secondary will be important, but they just got to get to Caleb and make the life a little easier. Let's see. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's joining the show. Flathead Frank says Campbell's going to knock Swift out of the game. Well, Campbell, he's going to be making a ton of plays today. He almost had a pick last week. Wouldn't be shocked. It's coming soon for Jack. And we talk about it. I just want to see a Jack Campbell interception so bad. I do. He deserves it. Dude's playing great football. He really is. But I mean, this is I have to check the spread, and honestly, I haven't put it
9.5 now.
So it did go down a little bit.
It's moving a little. I mean, these people are probably taking.
It's still at a pretty good spot. I haven't put in any bets today, Boone. I'm trusting you.
I'll say this.
I haven't put in a single thing.
Thanksgiving, the last 24 hours I've been working, getting pies, doing different things. I haven't been able to really sit down and get bets. I'm slowly finding some here. Let's wait. Can we wait a couple more minutes on the bets?
No, I'm not saying go to bets. I was just
Okay, I was
you.
going to say I don't know who I want to do for my legacy play.
Yeah, it's a tough one today.
What do you think about offensively? I'm interested. I know you said you had mentioned yesterday. Who did you say? Sam Laporta?
I'm off of Sam.
Okay, I'm interested
let me explain.
who
Sam Laporta, I'm falling a little more in the Lucas boat where Lucas is like, well, I'm not going to pick Sam to have a big game unless I got to see it first. He's just been a little quiet. He's been solid. I don't want to say he's been like bad. He's been solid, but he hasn't quite been Sam Laporta. And I don't know if it's him. Most likely, probably how the offense is just going right now and who they're targeting.
Yeah,
you getting a little more Tim Patrick involved. Jameson Williams, of course. And I looked back last year at the 2 games we played the Chicago Bears. Sam Laporta had like 40 yards combined. And that was the 900-yard season. So he had a big year and played bad against the Bears both times. So I don't want to. It's probably not smart for me. Honestly, it's probably not smart for me to be like big game, and I haven't. Last year he didn't do it. It could happen, but I know who I think's gonna have a big day today, and I think it's for narrative purposes. It's going to be David Montgomery. And when I mean big day, what I mean by that, and I guess in betting purposes, a guy who's going to hit his over and score a touchdown. I think it's going to be Dave Montgomery if I had to pick one person.
Yeah, I don't think he gets his over. I think he gets a touchdown for sure.
Over and touchdown because his over's at like 50.5. It's disrespectful.
Let me see what it is here. 52.5. Yeah. But the thing is with Daymont is like he'll get 40 yards, but he'll get 30 rushing or receiving as well. So he'll end with 60, 70 all purpose. And like last week, he had 30 something rushing.
Yeah, last 2 games against the Bears, 6 yards a carry. I hope it happens today. But that's and by the way, here's Johnny in the chat. Shout out to the fellas and fans here at DraftKings Sports Social in Troy, Michigan. Real American Beer. Cheers. Here's Johnny. We appreciate you dropping off some beer for the fellas here.
Absolute legend.
Shout out. Here's Johnny. But yeah, and that's where I'm going with it. I would say David. I mean, it's hard. Jameer's been the guy every single week. I get that.
Yeah.
But I think just former team, man. It's just like a different. You wake up, you feel different. It's Thanksgiving against your former team. Like, why wouldn't Dave Montgomery just want to go out there and eat?
I think he will.
So I would go because the receivers, it's hard to pick one. They spread the ball around so much. I mean,
his reception line is 1.5. The man's getting 2 or 3 a game.
Dave Montgomery?
Yeah.
1.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks he's gotten 2. He's hit that line the last couple of weeks. So I think, to me, Boone, I'll go Dave Montgomery today. I think on just for narrative purposes.
D-Mont
it makes the most sense to me. Maybe it's not a hard, like, I have to dig deep one, but hey, against the Bears, why not?
I don't hate that.
You go D-Mont.
D-Mont for over 52.5.
Yeah, over touchdown.
Honestly, I think offensively, like I know this is a decent Bears defense. I just think like at home, I think like Goff's going to have a day. I think like Amon-Ra, as much as people are like maybe Amon-Ra won't, like Amon-Ra 70 yards, like a couple catches, a touchdown. I think J-Mo, you're going to see a day from. I think it's one of those games where you're going to see something from everyone.
Amon-Ra did it last year when they came back against the Bears. He had like 8 for 80 or something like that.
Even Laporta. Like I honestly, if you want to take like all 3 of the receivers over, like all the big guys over, Amon-Ra, J-Mo, and Laporta, like do that. Like I'll parlay them together. I do think those 3 guys have big games.
You know what they did? I maybe I'm wrong on this, but when the Vikings played the Bears, remember Justin Jefferson came out and said they were, he was talking about, well, if they're going to focus on me, everyone else is going to eat type of thing.
Yeah.
They tried to like box, Justin Jefferson, and then everyone else went off. TJ and then, Jordan Addison went off. Might be one of those games. Maybe they're trying to focus on Amon-Ra. You might have a big day from like Tim Patrick, Jameson, Sam Laporta. You might have a big day from everyone else.
Hey,
not saying Amon-Ra won't get his, but they might really focus on him like they did.
Yeah, but
Justin Jefferson.
The thing is, all right, I'm going to say, I'll say a spade a spade. There's no focusing on him, Amon-Ra.
Because they're going to get cooked.
He's going to have a game no matter what. Like,
he will
get his. There's been a lot of times, and he has had some games where it's lower. There's been a lot of games, though, where it's like the man goes for, like a couple weeks ago when he went for 150 or whatever he went for. He's going to get his at the end of the day.
I can't wait for this. I really can't. I think. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it, but I wouldn't be shocked if Sam Laporta goes out there, has a pretty decent day.
I think everyone ends up having a. I almost might parlay all 3 of the. Targets.
This is where me and you, and we'll see. I could easily be wrong. I don't think it's going to be a game where Jared has like 300 passing yards. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll be more of like a, 220, 2 TDs.
He doesn't need to though.
Yeah,
like dude,
because the run
lines,
game.
Amon-Ra's line 60 or 70. J-Mo is like 49. Sam is like 40. That's 150 yards.
Yeah, I think he gets a little over 200 today.
And then you talk about Gibbs out of the backfield and Demon out of the backfield. Like Tim Patrick maybe a little bit. I don't know how Tim Patrick does today. There's no Khalif. Imagine if drawing a blank, who just got pulled up?
Maurice
Alexander gets a little bit of a run. I don't think he will, but Matt, like, think about that. Just a thought.
I think it'll be a lower, personally. I think it'll be
Food for thought.
I say lower scoring, like the Lions have scored 30 in every game. Lower scoring to me is like 20 points, which is kind of crazy. I mean, that's a good amount of points for most teams, but lower scoring from Lions standards. It'd be like a 23-17. I have that as my final score. I think it's going to be that type of game. And I think it'll be like they'll lead 23-10 and the Bears will score like a late touchdown and then they'll lose. Like it'll be over after that. But Lions get the ball back, just end the game. Because and people are probably like, Jeff, how do you have the Bears scoring 17? Some of these games, man, it's just weird. I mean, it just happens. I don't know. It could be pick six. It could be, big play given up like Dak to CD. Was that Kendall Vildor too? The CD Lamb? It was like the 90s.
Probably.
Was that guy? I don't know. Correct me in the chat.
Last year?
I think that was.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think
the CD where Derek Barnes hit him like.
I don't think. Maybe it was.
I think that. I keep going back. I got to stop. Too much negativity.
I don't know if he was playing in that game. I don't know.
Oh, gosh. I don't want to bring that up again. But anyway, could be a big play given up here or there. You never know. So,
by the way, too, I mean, this Sonic and Knuckles thing has taken over the world.
Yeah, I saw that's so badass. They got the mascots pulling up with them.
The mask, Sonic and Knuckles pulled up, and then I think they're rocking as well custom Sonic and Knuckles cleats today. They had varsity jackets with it. Like, dude, they're
going all out.
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
I love that.
Can I make this very clear? Okay. I haven't really said anything about it, but I'm just going to say it now before we move on. Not every duo needs a fucking nickname. Like, can we just cut that out?
Some of them are bad.
Like everyone's trying to force like duos. Like guys, like there's Sonic and Knuckles is a duo. That can be the only duo. It's okay. We don't need like Brian Branch and Kirby to have a nickname, and then might as well give Ben Johnson and Jared a nickname, and then give Amon-Ra and J-Mo a nickname. It's like guys, Sonic and Knuckles.
If something comes up though, then it's like okay, yeah.
It has to just happen.
Did you see Kirby? I think it was actually the heavies that came up with smash and grab, and Easy was pushing it, and Kirby said no. On Twitter, he was like, no. I don't know.
There's got to be natural.
They have to hit, and if instantly you hear it and you're like, boom, that's a good nickname, then it's like, okay, yeah. But like Sonic and Knuckles is like instantly, they're like, oh, that, and even those two guys like love that. But you can't just make up just to be like, hey, we made up.
Yeah, like you're like forcing it. You know what I mean?
We don't need that.
You're kind of like forcing a nickname when you don't need one. That's the problem. So,
I mean, if one comes naturally for like Branch and Kirby, then it does, because that could be a duo, but you don't need to force one.
No, you can just say it's a great duo.
Like, oh, whoa! I just thought of that. That was incredible.
Like, think of the greatest duos in NFL history. Not everyone had a nickname. They're just like, hey, what a great duo they were. Everyone Smash and Crab, Sonic and Knuckles. You just have nicknames across the board.
I'm not a smash. I love Easy and Spenny. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm with Weezy. I'm with Weezy.
I talked to Easy
today. He said, let it be organic. I like BB and Curb. You know what I mean?
BB and Curb.
It's fine. You know what? Let it.
Hey, Brian Branch and Kirby, man. That's a duo itself.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you there. You want to get to your bets or what? What do you think? You haven't gotten a Liggy player yet. You had this last week where you're like game time decision.
I don't even remember who I hit, but I think it was Gibbs.
Yeah, it was, and he had 2 touchdowns and a huge day.
100 yards. Yeah.
This is a tough one. You just said everyone could go off, and
I think everyone can.
Now you got to pick one. Just go. You going Goff?
I don't want to go Goff.
Jake Bates.
I don't know. Let me see this. Let's do this. What's the over?
Tim Patrick. Maurice Alexander.
Man. All right. Let's do this. All right. We have the parlay of the day, Booner's lay of the day, straight bets.
Oh, I got to get this in.
And we also have legacy player. Let's start with just the straight bets, fellas. First one here I have. I'm going to go, first of all, Detroit Lions team total over 29.5. So whoever wants to put that in,
you've been consistent with that.
Defensively, Za'Darius Smith. We are here at DraftKings. On DraftKings, they have Za'Darius Smith over 0.25 sacks. We took it last week. He didn't get it. I think he gets it today. It's minus 125, basically almost even money. I took that today. Other straight bets I have here today. And people are going to be like, Booner, you're wild. You're putting a lot of money on a lot of different players. Yes, I am. I think the offense has a good day today. And I think that the Chicago Bears offense, they're going to have to keep up. First one I have here, Jameson Williams, guys, over 3.5 catches. It's plus 126. Plus 126, J-Mo to basically get 4 catches today. I love that. Sam Laporta. I'm not doing a Sam Laporta touchdown, but what I'll do is I'll do Sam Laporta over 40.5. I do think he gets 40-plus yards today, Jeff. So Sam Laporta over. Touchdown scores. I have Amon-Ra St. Brown plus 105. I have Jameson Williams. J-Mo's getting in the end zone today, fellas, plus 240. All right? If there's a bet to place it, you put a J-Mo touchdown today in prime time. J-Mo gets in the touchdown, and then I'm running it back for the 3rd straight week. It's hit the last 2 weeks. I think at this point, how many games are we in? 11 right now? 6 of that, 7 of 10. Today, they've hit 7 out of the 10 games. Both running backs have scored a touchdown this season. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery combined plus 173, fellas. Plus 173. We're taking them anytime touchdown, both of them. Parlay those together. All right? Parlay them together. Again, with the J-Mo catches, you know what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
J-Mo yards over 50.5. That's 2 catches, but he's going to get 4 today. And then the last one I have here, straight bet, I have Jahmyr Gibbs plus 105 to have 100 all-purpose yards today. I do think Jahmyr Gibbs has a day. I do. We did it last week. He was at 99. He's running it back
he gets
for 100
like 30 receiving yards a week, right?
Just
like
needs
at minimum.
I mean, even 40.
Yeah.
He just needs
he doesn't need a I mean, you can,
100 all-purpose yards is nothing for him. Nothing. And then I do also have this. Are you ready for this, fellas? I have an interception. I have someone to get an interception today. I did it a couple weeks ago. Remember when I went 5 for 6, Jeff, and I had the one loss? Who was the one loss? Do you remember?
No, I don't, actually.
Brian Branch.
Oh, yeah.
Turkey Day?
He was close, too.
Turkey Day? You know who gets one today?
No.
Plus 500. Brian Branch.
He's running it back.
Give me Brian Branch to go 5 or 6 for 7 here.
We're going to
run it back. I'm running it back with Brian Branch. I think he gets one. He is due. He was due last week. He's due this week. Give me Brian Branch plus 500 anytime interception. I almost said anytime touchdown. Any interception. All right, Jeff. Booner's lay of the day. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It is plus 658. 5 legs. That's it. We're going to start it off with a David Montgomery touchdown.
I like it.
D-Mont touchdown. Next, I know I gave J-Mo 4 receptions. We lowered the line here for the parlay. J-Mo, 3 catches.
Okay.
3 receptions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 50 yards. He'll get that in his sleep. 5 catches, 50 yards for Amon-Ra St. Brown. David Montgomery, 60 all-purpose yards. And Jahmyr Gibbs, 70 all-purpose yards. That is plus 658. Guys, if you guys don't know this, we have hit 3 straight parlays. And we're 3 straight. Yeah, I think 3 straight Booners lays of the day. Jahmyr Gibbs, 70 all-purpose. David Montgomery, 60 all-purpose. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 50. J-Mo, 3 catches. And David Montgomery, tutty, plus 658. It's $10 basically to win $66. 20 to win 150.
I like that? It. Yeah, I
5
do.
legs,
I'm putting it in.
You see, you only have 4 legs over there. You're missing a leg.
I got it. I'm not done.
All right, hey, don't change it up on us, Caleb. Not letting him change it up on us.
I'm not changing it up.
We're not letting that happen. All right, hold on. I just saw a tweet here. I want to put it out there. Legacy player. What is this tweet? The doc just said something. Doc said Dan Campbell tells 97-1 pregame the game plan is to be going to a little lean this week, but key is players had to make sure their mental work was on point going into the entire game plan. Okay, I thought maybe we were going to get like the player. All right, legacy player, Jeff. I'm going to roll with you. Give me David Montgomery, baby. Come on.
I love it.
Give me D-Mont. Touchdown, and we're going to go over 53.5 yards. D-Mont touchdown.
That's the right move.
D-Mont over 53.5. That's the legacy player of the game today, boys. Legacy player.
That's the right move.
I wanted to go Jahmyr Gibbs, but I did it last week. I don't like to go back-to-back players. We can sometimes, but I want to go someone different this week. I want to go D-Mont. Touchdown and over 53.5 rushing yards. It's a lock. A lock.
By the way, this pumpkin pie smells delicious.
That one, the one you're smelling, that's sweet potato.
No, it's that.
They're both sweet potato.
No, they're not.
Yeah, and you just said they smell delicious. I tricked you. I was waiting for it.
Actually, they smell like shit.
Oh,
damn it, Caleb.
Love it. Oh man,
I bet. It's the problem.
Hey, what's up, boys?
I bet.
Hey, you want to do score predictions and then get on with?
Yep.
Because I gotta post some stuff on social.
Yeah. I got 23-17. I said it earlier. I think it's a Bears cover Lions win. I think it'll be one of those not ugly games. 23-17 isn't really ugly. That's an average NFL score. But give me the Lions to win by 6.
Love that.
Win by touchdown.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go Detroit Lions 31. Just like I said yesterday, I'm sticking with 31-17. I think it's a 14-point game. I think the Lions, honestly, I think they dominate offensively. I do. I think offensively you're going to see them dominate, and you're going to see big games out of some people here, out of some players.
I like it. By the way, tune into our watch party. Coming up in a little bit, we'll be live. Mike and Lucas just came back from Detroit. We got Caleb here. We'll be streaming the game with our bets locked in.
I'm trying to get it to I can throw it in the chat here for the people.
All right, you're good. Once we get that up, appreciate all the support, guys. About 80 away from 11,000.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button. We're here. Shout out Real American Beer too.
Yep. Real
Shout
American.
out DraftKings Sports and Social.
We'll be here 3:00.
Hold on. Give me a second. We're not closing this thing down just yet, boys. We're still rolling. Klotzy, I love your hat over there. You look beautiful.
All right, you good?
No, not yet.
Jeez.
Not good.
This guy's a grandma with technology here.
It takes time to do some things. Huh?
Right.
Hey, links in the chat. We'll see you guys. Lions by $1 million. David Montgomery, legacy player. Brian Branch interception, boys. Brian Branch interception plus 500. We'll see you guys.